back to my channel. I am Selena, and today we will be talking about what having no friends has taught me. This video was inspired by a comment on one of my recent videos, that video where I talk about why you should not share your YouTube channel with your family or friends. There was a comment on there, saying that they wish that I had more supportive people in my life, because I do share some examples of how family and friends who I thought would be supportive for some of my other situations going on, and I thought I'd write what having no friends has taught me overall. I am in my late 20s, but I feel like my age wouldn't necessarily play the biggest factor. I feel like growing up, I really didn't have many close friends, or I had situations where I thought we were close and it didn't happen. But we will talk about what I consider a friend, what I wish I knew before, and then what I have learned without having friends. I consider a friend someone who's very reliable, someone where it's a two-way conversation every time we talk. If I ask you how you're doing, what you're doing this weekend, you kind of reciprocate the same thing. Someone who's maybe adding value to my life, and I'm not expecting them to open doors for me or always be there for me, but someone that inspires me, someone that makes me laugh, somehow adding value, just encouraging me to keep going, someone with a beautiful soul. That's someone that I want as a friend. That's what I define them as. Someone that I can call family overall. As far as a friend goes, that's what I mean when I'm saying I don't have any friends. Now, what I wish I knew before even making friends, or before now at this time of my life, I wish I knew more about the importance of clocking tea. I feel like I've been saying clock that tea a lot on my channel because one, I just learned it and I just think it's funny. Two, it's relatable. I mean, you really need to pay attention and use your intuition when things happen. So I wish I would have paid attention a little bit more to how people treated me. If stuff has happened in the past, try not to look at the best of every situation. My dad used to say, forgive but never forget. And I think I chose to forget a lot of times. I don't know if it was subconscious or a trauma response. That's something that I wish I would have, well, I guess I knew that, but I never acted upon it. I definitely wish I would have clocked that tea more, kind of not take record of things that have happened to me, but paid a little bit more attention, notice patterns, notice a history of things happening. I wish I knew that people might keep you around for one, convenience, and of course gain. If you're that person who maybe is always up to do something, or you're ready to answer or text back, I feel like people can just keep you in their lives because they're either bored or they don't want to do something alone. They know you're the type of person that will always listen to them if they have something going on. Again, that's like just thinking about their gain. If your friend is not really engaged when you're hanging out, whether they're constantly on their phone, not even just checking here and there, but constantly on their phone. Maybe you feel like you're asking all of the questions, starting all of the conversations. That's definitely a sign that, in my opinion, that one, they don't like you, two, they don't really want to put forth any effort into that friendship, and three, you're just there to be there. You know what I'm saying? I kind of talk about this in my Don't Talk About Your YouTube Channel to Anyone video, but if they have any type of doubtful, negative, or unsupportive reactions to things that you say, things that you do, let's say they don't agree with something that you do, they don't still try to support you in other ways, yeah, definitely they don't like you. And I feel like that could be a sign of envy or jealousy. Let's say that your friend is moving for work and they're gonna move to Alaska, but what if your friend is like, really? That's cold up there? Or is that the only available place for you to move to? Why'd they want to send you there? That's not necessarily supportive. Just things like that. Like if they just don't have a supportive reaction, or not even neutral reaction, they just kind of have an unsupportive aura. I feel like the word energy is overused, but I feel like you can tell with the energy. Even if, let's say they're saying verbally positive things out loud, but they're kind of standoffish, or you could pay attention to their body language. If they're closed off, you can also tell with the energy. And sometimes I feel like when you walk into a room, you can tell Just like, have you ever walked into a room and people were probably talking about you? I mean, is that a universal experience? I don't. Have you ever walked into a room and that had happened, like your parents talking about you to your relatives or something like that, and you can just tell they're either quiet when you walk in the door, or you can just see like the look on someone's face, like, I know something about you, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm talking about. And with any type of reactions too, you could tell if someone's projecting their feelings on you. I've noticed this from older folks too. No hate to my older folks, okay? No hate. But either older folks or someone who's just a little bit older than you and they feel that they've experienced the same thing you have and we're in the same situation, they kind of say stuff to warn you, quote unquote, but it just comes off as projecting their emotions on you. For example, I got married at a younger age, which could be a story time. I think that should be a story time. I get it. I got married at 19 and I get it, okay? I get it. But here's the thing. I didn't go around just being like, oh my gosh, I'm getting married. I had a food service job and I was around probably other 19-year-olds and older folks. So my boss at the time, she found out because my name had changed, and when they were processing everything, I think I like told HR, I just didn't tell, like people who were in the same pay grade as me, you know what I mean? Anyways, once my boss found out, she was like, why do you want to get married? I got married at 19. It was the worst idea ever. Mind you, she had a baby as well, and it's a long story. But it was just projection of her feelings on me. It could have been a different delivery. It could have been, hey, like I got married at 19, let me know if you have any questions or advice. I know our situations might be different because I came from another country and I already had a baby, but you just let me know if you want to talk about it. I'm here for you. It could have been a simple congratulations. But she yelled at me, and I remember that day I went home crying because it's like, I don't understand someone who's not hurting you. Like, why do you have to just make it your life mission just to yell at me in front of everyone? Why are you getting married? Blah, blah, blah. In front of the cooks, in front of the other people who were doing the same job I did, in front of the dishwasher. It was just a hot mess. I reflect on that now, and I just see her, that boss lady, as someone who is projecting her emotions, and maybe it wasn't directed towards me. I know that's a very, I guess you could say, mature way of looking at it, but just separating that fact made me realize that being more private definitely protects my peace. I mentioned this before, but questions. No one asks questions anymore. I think I might be an expert question asker because when I talk to someone, I want to know, did you grow up here? How many siblings do you have? Where did you go to school? Did you play any sports in elementary school? I'm just curious in that fact. I get not everyone's a question asker, but I feel like no one asks questions back. I dare you, I challenge you to ask someone a question at work or one of your friends and see how long it takes for them to reciprocate the question, or if they ask you a question back at all. Is it just me, or do people, I don't want to say it like that, but I feel like people love the sound of their voice, or they just love either spitballing the same story and thing over and over again. They just want a platform for someone to listen to them. That is really ironic coming from me talking to a camera right now. Hear me out. Okay. Have you ever met a stranger, and this could be someone that is a guest at or your place of work, a customer? Have you ever just asked a question and then the person completely changed the topic, and now we're talking about their daughter and their grandbabies, and their grandbabies don't like anchovies on their pizza, and it just comes into something else that was not even the topic, which is, fantastic. I think that's cute. Your grandbaby sounds cute. After you show me a picture of your grandbaby, of course I'm going to say, yeah, they're cute. Oh my gosh. But I think people just like someone for them to listen. When you have those situations, they're not your friends, they're acquaintances, okay? Eye contact. You can tell if someone doesn't give you eye contact in a conversation, especially if there's more than two people in that conversation. I can't tell you how many times I've paid attention to how the person talking will look at me in the other person, and it's like I clock that T if they're looking at the other person the whole time, and then when the other person looks away, then they look into my eyes. That's no. You even learn this at work too. At any type of work orientation, I've been to two where they talk about body language, and they always want you to greet guests and customers when they come in the building. Eye contact's important. Use those skills outside of work if that's applicable to you. Use those skills outside of work. You need to pay attention if people are giving you eye contact, if they're closed off. It's just something that I've recently started to notice the past few years, and it's definitely telling. You know, if someone's not looking at me in my eyes in a conversation with more than two people, I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, that person hates me. But I'm going to notice if there's a pattern, you know what I mean? I've definitely learned discernment. I had to grow up at a young age, so I think part of it could just be, you know, trauma. I am in my late 20s, so I mean, I don't know. If you're in the comments, please tell me, when do you think you would learn discernment? I've definitely learned discernment when it comes to making friends. I feel like I've had several tries where I try to make a friend, we hang out, it doesn't really work, or I try to make a friend and it's not reciprocated. I think I've learned that discernment to where, is this just a relationship where it's because we're in close proximity, or is this true? Someone in their 40s also told me that you have different friends for different things. And I think I was looking for a best friend, kind of like a female version of my husband. And since I couldn't find that in my efforts to hanging out with different ladies, it just didn't work out. And I've kind of accepted that. I think, you know, your own company is the best company. Just establishing that is my last piece of advice. Would you trust that person too in calling them if something terrible would happen, like a really bad breakup, someone passing away? Would you feel comfortable with that? I think that's what I ask myself. Like, do I put them in that friend category? Acquaintances and friends, they don't have to be the same. You can have a friend that you explore different coffee shops together and you don't really talk about extra personal stuff. And then you can also have your therapist where you talk to them about extra personal stuff. I think maybe just me, myself, trying to explore that connection and finding a friend will come. But I'm going to use this period as working on myself. Maybe I will attract that energy that I'm looking for. So wish me luck. I also have my dog, and I think she helps with that. With that said, and trying to find ways to enjoy my own company, I've been trying to do new things. I was in a bowling league last year for the first time. I tried tennis lessons this year, so really moving out and about. Neither of those ended in any real friendships, but you know, I'm learning new things, I'm trying different things, working on myself, and that's the best you can do. All right, y'all, thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Like, share, subscribe. If you don't, I just appreciate you being here. I will see you in my next video. Bye. All right, so what I consider a friend to be, I don't know if you can see my dog. I can't, get up here, get up here.